Welcome back here for the common game. Today, in deck number 893, we're going to talk about Tatsunari, the Toad Rider. Now, this is not Frog Tribal. Close, but not. So for 3 mana, we need a 3/3 ninja human. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, what? If you don't control a creature named Kimi, create Kimi, a legendary 3/3 black-green frog token. With whenever you cast an enchantment spell, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. And then also, 1 of green and a blue, what you say? Yes, this is what we love about our format. Because of that ability, this mono black card becomes a 3-color identity. So this is black, green, blue. So for this activation, Tatsunari and target frog you control can't be blocked this turn, except by creatures with flying or reach. So this is what Kimi looks like, the token. Pretty neat. Black, green, and blue that has an enchantment sub-theme. Frog enchantments? Okay. So that's what I did. The very first thing I wanted to do was Reflections of Litjara, choosing frogs. That way, all my frogs are buy one, get one free. Now, as I said, it's not entirely a frog deck. It's not entirely an enchantment deck. It's somewhere in the middle. Stuff like Anna Sanctuary gets to shine here. Now, back in Apocalypse, all 5 colors got a Sanctuary that had their enemy colors did a thing. And if you control a blue and a black permanent, that creature gets +5/+5 to end a turn. Really going to help Tatsunari himself when we get in there. +5, pretty good. But let's look at our frogs. The Anarids, typically through the history of Magic, frogs have been Anarids. Anarid Scavenger with Pearl Black. Unwilling Ingredient has Minache, as they say. Yes, there's a foil Spore Frog that Chris donated to the channel. Thank you so much, Chris. Spore Frog, buy one, get one free is really good. Especially if you have a dependable way to put the original one back in your hand. You can just keep generating Spore Frogs. Enter Swarm Snapper. Block an additional one. Bloated Toad. Steeple Creeper. Omnibian. Target creature becomes a frog. Now this is becomes a frog with base power toughness 3/3 to end of turn. Now it does not change the abilities on the now frog, but it does bring it on down to a 3/3 where we can do something about it. We have Grolnok, legendary frog, the Galloping Lizrog. But if we're going to swing in with Tatsunari and Frog, making it not being able to be blocked, we want a Yargle. The 9/3 Yargle. That's what we want. Now, let's look at our mana fixing, shall we? Now, try to use enchantments whenever possible, but we do have a Soul Ring, Simic Signet. We're playing 3 colors. I don't have enough Arcane Signets to go around, but we do have one here. Rampant Growth, Ornithopter of Paradise. This is a really sweet card, by the way. I'm really glad they printed that one. The Colony Heart hits the enchantment theme. Furlid, Kodama's Reach, and Cultivate. Search for Tomorrow. The Glittering Frost, there again, enchantment, Sultai Banner, Darksteel Ingot, and Commander Sphere. Now let's get into our card draw. Like I said, enchantment-wise, we wanted the Verdurn Enchantress and the Setessan Champion. Those were the ones I had access to at the time. Painful Truce. I mean, we're in 3 colors, so 3 mana, 3 life, 3 cards. That's not bad. The Eureka Moment and Urban Evolution, and then we move into our enchantments, like the Kumina's Awakening. I kind of like this one. Ascend is almost a gimme in Commander, is it not? I mean, we're going to have 10 permanents most of the time, even if it's just lands. We have a Mind Unbound. At the beginning of your upkeep, it gets counter. You draw that many cards every single turn. Thought Reflection. If you would draw 1, draw 2 now. So, I do have some other Creatures like the Yavamaya Enchantress. Just I love that it's +1 on the battlefield. Enchantments are a big thing. The past couple sets they have really pushed the enchantment theme, and the Enchantress gets kind of big. Protean's Armor Age, Constellation, which is Enchantment Fall. Yeah, you can have this become a copy of another creature, except it has this ability. That's pretty sweet, because it doesn't say another creature you control can be any creature on the board. If somebody's got that big beefy thing, this can become a copy of it. Our other three are enchantment creatures, so they do help. Creature enchantment spells can't be countered. Arasta, yeah. Cast an instant sorcery, you get a Ricci Spider token. That's not bad. And then Archetype of Imagination really helps Tatsunari because it takes everything out of the equation except for Reach. I don't think there's a card to remove Reach from your opponent's creatures. That seems oddly specific, so I don't know that exists yet. But then let's look at our just good old-fashioned generic enchantments. In addition to the Archetype of Imagination, I'm running Levitation, because why not have flying frogs? Yeah. Frozen Ether to make all your opponent's stuff come into play tapped. Of course, it kills haste. It doesn't do much for, I need to draw a blocker. It doesn't work. It's coming into play tapped. Elephant Grass is a very good one. Black creatures just can't attack you at all, period. Cumulative upkeep is there. There is going to come a point where you just can't pay for it anymore. But hopefully, hey. Anti-magic card to protect our commander, of course. Gigantiform. +8/+8 in trample, right? Now, obviously, we're never going to kick it because we play a singleton format, but yeah, kind of neat. Retreat to Hagra, Landfall, whichever one you need. Fool's Demise. Enchanted creature dies, you get it. And when Fool's Demise is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you get it back too. So you can just keep doing it. A Confounding Conundrum. ETBs draw a card. Opponent reverse landfall. Yeah, they bounce lands. Now, Price of Knowledge has been one of those cards that I've been trying to fit in decks, but at a 7-mana enchantment, it boggles the mind to find the right spot to fit it in. This may be it, this may not be it. We're going to try it, though. So for 7 mana, players have no maximum hand size. 6 and a black. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Price of Knowledge deals damage to that player equal number of cards in their hand. This, my friends, is a win condition. It totally is. Another win condition is Simic Ascendancy. Just in case we don't get there with, unblockable combat damage from our commander and target frog. Simic Ascendancy, that's the thing. You can just start mounting up counters. We have a lot of ramp, a lot of mana production. So, let's look at some removal, shall we? We will do enchantment removal first. Playing a full set of the Vows, the Malice, Wildness, and Torment. Get those enchantment triggers. And, hey, if it's not a problem for me, it's not a problem. So, have the Seal of Doom, Kinrish Transformation. And that moves us over into, non-enchantment stuff. Negate, Naturalize, Murder. Putrefy. Putrefy's a good one. Plasm Capture. Now, I know this is a really high-costed Mana Drain, but it's also nowhere near as expensive as Mana Drain. And it has the virtue of, I have them. Fits the colors, why not, right? And then the Casualties of War, because this card is a house in our format. 4, 5, 6 player games, wow. You can just about hit them all except for Planeswalker. Planeswalkers aren't incredibly popular in my meta. Sometimes you can, though. I draw this, there's a Planeswalker on the board. It's on. Because the other 4 categories, are just almost always present. So let's look at our non-basic lands. Of course, we're going to start with our command tower. The Path of Ancestry, Exotic Orchard, Terramorphic and Evolving, Temple of Malady, Llanowar Waste, Lumbering Falls, Tainted Wood, Temple of Mystery, Temple of Deceit, Dismal Backwater, Submerged Boneyard, and lastly, Thornwood Falls. And that is Tatsunari. I'm excited to play this one. Have not played Tatsunari yet. I probably will this weekend. But I like the frog thing. Oh, our token's in there, isn't it? Yeah, gotta get our token out. So we're gonna go put Tatsunari on the wall. So 893 is done. And that is it for today. I do appreciate it. Thank y'all so much. And we're 11 minutes in. If you haven't subscribed by this point, go ahead and subscribe. My numbers tell me that 54% of y'all are subscribed. So if you're the 54% watching this, thank you for subscribing. If not, go ahead and subscribe. We're trying to get Ultra Pro's attention here, and I think the more subscribers, the better, right? Anyway, thank y'all so much. But we're going to go ahead and shuffle and cut.